Hi, today I wanted to show you how the new tekt OD-S Overdrive Pedal Kit works. What I have here with me is a Novation Circuit Mono Station, which we're going to overdrive with our KORG unit, as well as some pocket operator that we're going to use just for a bass drum so things don't get overly boring. Without further ado, let's start the sequence. Pretty simple. So far we're using OSC1 alone with a sine wave. Sine waves are pretty good to show how distortion affects the input, so we're going to start with that. The overdrive unit is already on, but the tube gain knob is all the way down, and the gain is turned on just in a way where it is pretty much transparent. So if we turn it off, it will sound exactly as before. Alright, let's try turning it back on. Yeah, there's a very subtle difference. Let's bring the tube gain up. Let's bring the tone up here as well. See, that's a pretty subtle difference. Very similar so far. Now we can actually bring some of the other voices together that I have here. Starting with the sub oscillator. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, that was already pretty interesting, but we can bring the second oscillator as well. The Mono Station is paraphonic, we can play two different pitches at the same time. Having two different pitches with us already enables us to hear more harmonics. We can also expand the envelope to just make a more full sound. Alright, there's clearly some overgain here already. We can now try some of the knobs. For example, taking the tube gain down. The overdrive sounds pretty good even with everything turned all the way down. We'll be exploring the sounds a little further, but you might get bored with the Mono Station sequence. But everything sounds better with a bass drum, so let's use the pocket operator for that. Of course, this kind of bass line pretty much begs for a saw wave, so let's give it that. Yeah, that's it. Let's add some subtle reverb to finish that off. Oh, I like that a lot. Note how warm the sound is. I like this subtle harmonic distortion. Okay, at this point we've made quite a few adjustments to the sequence, so how about let's bypass the overdrive and hear the dry signal. Alright, looks like the distortion likes to have some space in the sequence. That's pretty much everything I have for today. Let's just try to bring it down to where we started. Turn off the bass drum and, you know, kind of wind down all the sequences one by one to hear the overdrive a little without me talking over it. Alright, that was it. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions on how I should be doing those demos instead, let me know. That's something new for me. The overdrive unit was built by me the other day. It's actually quite a easy build. However, like you shouldn't panic like I did when it turns out that the unit does not work even though it gets power. Well, it is a pedal unit, so it needs an input jack inside the socket to actually power on. So don't be like me, don't get scared if it doesn't start right away. Other than that, it was a pretty basic assembly, so highly recommended. My only gripe is that the enclosure doesn't enable you to see the pretty dope vacuum tube through it. But let's admit, this is a pretty minor problem.